Hello everyone, Eric on the mic. As you know, Rockstar has always been known for its massive open-world games. Unusually for the gaming industry, they have offered players an incredible amount of freedom and diversity. Their games are filled with lively, interactive locations, and this was especially true in the early 2000s when developers were exploiting the full potential of the consoles and modern computers of the time. And the thumbnail to this video was made by Infernal Production Studio, the link to their Instagram profile left in the description. As time goes on, there are moments when I look at Rockstar's work and realize that the developers could have done better, especially in terms of game design, as I have come to appreciate more critically the aspects that I loved as a child. In this video, we look at the flaws in all of GTA's maps and reveal where the developers made mistakes and failed to perfect the game mechanics. In 2001, with the release of GTA 3, the creators focused not on missions, although the plot was good, but on the open world in an attempt to surprise the audience. And the vast map, with its cyclical changes in time, day and night, and weather, and full 3D graphics, was truly impressive, especially the diversity of people living on each island, including gangsters, students, and mafia. In addition to the main story quests, side quests are also available. That sounds great, you might say, but let's take a look at the map. On the positive side, nearly 70% of the area is actively used during missions. However, of the 3 islands, Shoreside Vale proved to be the least used. Only a few times are they there, and quests on this island are only given by Catalina. As players point out, the confusing roads and inconvenient navigation in the city discourage them from exploring the 3rd island. Additionally, the traffic on the roads in the game appears rather odd. For example, instead of creating convenient intersections, the developer offers to detour through several neighborhoods to reach the target. Interestingly, the game space in GTA 3 is not limited to an island. A closer look at the map reveals a continuous terrain. Some have speculated that Carcer City, familiar from the game Manhunt, may be located above this world. In GTA Vice City, we did not encounter the same problems that occurred in GTA 3. The geography of the game world is easily recognizable and quickly learned. Unlike GTA 3, there are no navigation errors. The developers have carefully crafted the maps, so you should have no trouble finding your way around. All missions and estate objects are conveniently placed so that players can spend dozens of hours mastering at least 2/3 of the locations. If one pays attention to detail, about 70% of the exciting missions are centered on the first island, while players on the second island often complete side quests and business missions. When creating GTA VCS, Rockstar realized that the maps of the previous game did not make the most of the story, so in the new project, the action begins on the second island and a military base that many did not know about. GTA LCS encourages exploration of familiar places with a somewhat modified and more interesting side quests have been added evenly across the map, in addition to the main missions. Let's talk about San Andreas, one of the most expansive maps in the GTA series. There are a variety of locations to explore, including deserts, forests, and mountainous terrain. Thanks to auxiliary markers and intuitive icons, navigating the map has been greatly improved. Cities are carefully laid out, emphasizing the contrast between countryside and desert. Weather effects and NPCs are more varied, and the number of optional quests has increased. However, despite the clever map organization, there are some drawbacks. For example, there is almost nothing to do in the countryside during the main course. There are many villages that players never visit because there are no missions or hints. During the game, 60% of the villages do not need to be visited. The developers have omitted desert areas and implemented few missions in order to harmonize them with the gameplay. Catalina and I looted near Los Santos and wreaked havoc around Red County, but the areas of Bone County and Tierra Robada were pretty much left out during the game. After completing the main storyline, if you are looking for side quests or other interesting things to do, you will find nothing but a water school and one of Carl's daughters. These places seem underutilized and boring, and you'll probably get bored quickly appreciating the outdated textures outside the city in modern reality. One of the biggest problems for PlayStation 2 players was that the low rendering range made the countryside look unattractive. This was especially true for large trees, which did not load in time in the game world. Despite these shortcomings, the map itself was quite well designed. Some players complained that the game concentrated on the city of Los Santos and suggested more missions in other cities. However, after completing the main storyline, players will want to explore areas they have not yet visited. Sure, also most of these places are just dead ends and boring NPCs, but some of them hide unique missions that can be skipped. GTA 4 is a sprawling, high-resolution world, the most detailed and largest metropolis in the entire GTA series. Breathtaking locations, realistic animations, decent artificial intelligence of the characters, and a convenient GPS navigation system all give the impression of perfection. The problem, however, is that there is not much to do in this city. The creators have developed a huge open world with few additional tasks. Other than going down the main path, shooting at the police, and exploring the map, players have little to do. Of course, some people may find it fascinating to explore unnoticed details and listen to NPC conversations, but most people will quickly grow tired of such activities. So the developers came up with the idea of using the entire map for storytelling, and in GTA 4, missions are spread out evenly throughout the territory, and there are about 50 tasks to complete in order to open up nooks and crannies that were not depicted in the main game. The game's maps are of high quality and even beautiful, but as the story progresses, they become tiresome. Considering that there were quite a few players who preferred to take cabs as they approached the final game because of the hassle of moving around the city, I think they missed out on a lot of the benefits that the game had to offer. In my opinion, the other major drawback of the game is the long travel time. In previous installments of the series, which were fast-paced and arcadey, unlike GTA 4, players were never bored because it didn't take so long to move across the state, and unlike GTA 4, players were never bored because it didn't take so long to move around the state. Unlike GTA 4, it did not take much time to move around the state, so players did not get bored. It seems logical that GTA 5 would have the largest map, but much of the area is represented by forests and mountains. Comparing the size of Liberty City and Los Santos, they are about the same, and GTA 4 can compete with GTA 5 in terms of elaborate detail. It is unclear why it was necessary to create such a vast countryside when 70% of the game's action takes place in the city. As you know, the game emphasized the variety of activities in the open world, adding many additional tasks and supporting characters to interact with. However, the problem of long distances still remained. In GTA 4, when completing a mission, if you did not feel like driving around town, you could always call a cab, even if you had a story NPC with you. However, there are situations in GTA 5 where cabs are not available, therefore you have to overcome 35 kilometers on the highway and 7 kilometers on country roads on your own. Here, however, more arcade-like maneuvers allow the driver to reach the desired point faster. The map of GTA 5 is the most unbalanced. Unlike GTA San Andreas, which has suburbs with unique megacities next to them, GTA 5 has monotonous and boring settlements scattered all over the map, and the distances are so long that after a few hundred hours of play, it becomes tiring. When going through the story missions, these long distances can still be tolerated by distracting yourself with subtitles and the like. However, once the main storyline is over, you will have to rely on cabs as your main means of transportation. Whatever my complaints about GTA 5, this game is right up my alley. Even though a good portion of the map is hilly, the developers made sure to fill it with a variety of activities and puzzles. Ultimately, this game was designed for a wide audience, and that is why I can appreciate it. With this, I will conclude my speech. Thank you for your attention. Please subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any new videos. See you soon.